Okay, 7 o'clock, opening the Littleton Board of Health meeting, November 13th. First edition, under administrative matters, I'm going to resign as the chairperson of the Board of Health, which means I think it transfers to Gino, who's the vice chair. So, take it away, Gino.
Okay.
I think we have to make a motion.
We
isn't
just-
it,
Oh,
what she
okay.
said?
Can I make the motion?
Sure.
I move to resign me from the chair position of the Board of Health.
And nominate.
Anybody
Gina, or-
second?
I don't
No,
know.
go
I
ahead.
think we need to, I think we need to
I
say who it's
nominate?
gonna be.
Okay, I nominate Gino, the vice chair.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed.
Now, can we go for the vice chair?
So we need a nomination.
Okay,
No.
I make the nomination for the vice chair. Lisa is the clerk already.
Okay, what do I have to do?
Just
I'll
say-
second that.
Second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Gino, you better stay healthy.
You gotta stay healthy.
Yes.
Here you go, Lisa.
Oh, I get to move now.
Oh, no, we have to
Oh,
stay in our positions.
You just want to sit in a cabin, that's what you want to do. He's got the coffee. No coffee today.
Who first? Gino nominated, who seconded?
Erin, I think.
Aaron.
So we start with the administration matter all done. For vote, regulation change of proposal. So we need a vote to, for the regulation.
Yes, were there any changes that you guys did want to make to clean up some of the wording that was, that had
May-
been mentioned?
Maybe so, but I think we need some time to talk about it.
Okay. So if,
It's gonna be continued?
so that's up to you guys. If you want to continue it and look at those couple of regulations
Yeah.
that,
I missed something. What couple of regulations?
Some of the wording
the
in
wordings
23.
that, you know, like, I had sent the email around, like was it number 23?
23.
23, where it was talking about abutters,
Oh, okay.
that,
Flagging the entire area where it's. the work is
right,
gonna
as
take
opposed to
place.
just
Okay.
sometimes with the retaining walls and what have you.
Okay.
It was some of the recommendations from the engineers and audience.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
we'll just.
Is it just that one?
I think it was just 23, was it?
I'll have to go back in the email. Look.
What email? I don't remember
I
the
had
email.
sent you all an email saying that you could either close it out or you could look to reword before you closed it.
If it's
That was like Thursday.
no
or
change on the
Friday.
word, whether just close it out and forget about it.
Yep, we'll bring it back later.
You can do that.
So why don't I entertain a motion for that?
Okay.
To
So-
leave as it was.
Okay.
But I really want to say that I appreciate the work that the two people do. Okay? Sometime it works, sometime it don't. So, let's cancel. Let's go back the same way it was before.
No
So
changes.
I need a motion for that, okay?
I'll second that.
Well, I'm not making a motion.
Oh, you're not making the motion
I'm
because
just
you're the chairman
entertaining
now.
a motion.
So I make a motion to make no changes right now and have the opportunity to go back and reword number 23 at a later date after we
Any second?
review it a little bit more.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, that's done. Okay, the minutes? You wanted the minutes now or later?
It's up to you. You're the chair.
Did you read the minutes? I haven't read it yet.
Read the minutes.
I sent my edits.
I think I sent you my changes, right?
You made some changes?
I sent it to Janet.
Oh,
And
okay.
I sent them back out with everybody's changes.
Okay, so I haven't had a chance to read it. So we can just do maybe later? Or we do that next time? I promise.
Okay.
All right, I just came from vacation, you know.
I know you did.
I'm a traveler. I travel all over the world in 10 days. All right. Next will be board member reports. Any member has a report?
Well, I don't know if anybody saw the email. Bromfield School is having a pot talk on addiction tomorrow. I'm gonna go to that, and then I think Louise and I are going to the open meeting law discussion.
On Thursday.
Okay.
And then Kevin and I are going to the
Evening.
Seminar on Saturdays.
Saturday seminar.
What's the pod talk? Is it just about marijuana?
It's actually on addiction. It was in an email from Janet. It's put on by, is it Bromfield School in Harvard?
I don't think it's put on by them. I think it's
Or it's just
at
there.
that school.
I did see that, yeah.
I didn't see that.
So-
Let's see.
There's also an affordable housing meeting that you sent out an email to us, but that happens to be on a day that we're meeting, so I don't know if we'll be able to go to it. Here it is, it's Harvard PTO is sponsoring a discussion by Dr. Kevin Hill, addiction psychiatrist at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center and Harvard Medical School at the Bromfield School on Wednesday, the 14th at 7 p.m., and asked that we spread the word to other local boards of health. So I'm going. It's Dr. Hill is an addiction psychiatrist at Beth Israel and an assistant professor in psychiatry at Harvard. Clinical research is focused on treatment and intervention to help those wanting to stop the use of marijuana. He's received multiple competitive awards. So it's about addiction. So I thought it would be interesting.
Yeah.
Marijuana vaping in our youth, what you should know. So. You wanna go, Erin? Are you busy tomorrow?
I'm busy. I would go otherwise, especially for the vaping.
Yeah.
We talked about the vaping at the last regional, the MEAHB.
Mhm.
And there's a lot going on with that with regulations and
Mhm, yeah.
health impacts.
Yeah. And what are you guys gonna go listen, have you picked a discussion or topic to listen to on Saturday?
I don't think you pick one. I think you,
Is it just one subject?
Yeah, I think
Because last time I
so.
went to one, you got a choice of.
it sounded like there were different topics, and I'm not really sure. You didn't have to pick anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Sign up for the
decide when
day.
to go.
Mhm. It was interesting, we talked about emergency preparedness last time, and, yeah, something else, I forget what it was.
So the second thing is the marijuana bylaw with review, so it's a lot of pages. I was able to read half of it, but it's the other half of it we have to read before we put our name on it. All right? So now they give another responsibility, marijuana. Okay? So read it very carefully, and next time we have a meeting, we'll decide whether to sign it or send it back.
What is that?
The marijuana review?
This is the
Bylaw.
template
Oh,
that
okay.
the-
There's a lot to read. Whereas, a lot of legalese. Okay.
I don't mean to run fast, but we have a lot of spectators here, you know what I mean? We gotta do it right.
Yeah.
Deed restriction review, you wanna read a little bit, and I'll give you 5 minutes?
We just have it online. I have it. Does anybody want me to read it?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so, where did this come from?
I think Shelley put it together.
This was back when we were having.
This
all
was
the
back from the
basements refinishing coming in.
Yeah, regarding
We haven't had
finishing
one in a
basements.
while. I don't know.
Okay. I read this, but I don't think that this really answers any questions, but I could be wrong, because.
You know, one of the things is this has to do with requests for construction of additional living space in dwellings. And, you know, the planning board has a couple of initiatives going that we might want to check in with them first.
I had sent an email to Ed Mullen, and he said
It's
he
coming
would come
next-
in.
Next
Okay.
meeting, right?
He never got back to me with a specific date, but I did ask him to come in and speak with you folks,
Yeah.
and he agreed.
Yeah, he
Ask
might be
him to come
busy
in.
on Tuesdays. I don't know if Tuesdays, well, we can find out. But also, I met
Maybe
with
he-
Mark Martinari, the chair of the planning board, and we talked about, when we were looking at the proposed regulations, he was interested in working together. And I think that invitation is still open. We talked about that earlier, you know, months ago.
This is the auxiliary dwellings and the,
Well, really just everything, because, you know, it comes here and we haven't really seen it. And I think there's a lot of, there's communication
question?
gaps between the two that shouldn't be, they don't need to be there. So if we want to do that,
Yeah.
maybe we can have somebody go to one of the meetings, get on the agenda.
And then when we talk with Mr. Mullen, we can refer to this restriction and combine it with the accessory dwelling bylaw
Yeah.
and have it all
Mhm.
be.
Because they're doing some different things that, that are outside what we typically see with the septic systems, with cluster housing and, with the, the accessory stuff.
We have to have some
Feedback.
dialogue
Yep.
before we make any decision on this, okay?
Do you want me to still read it, or?
Well, I give you 5 minutes to read it.
Oh, okay, I'll read fast. It says that you have, I see that you have a couple of requests for deed restrictions on the agenda,
Right.
and thought having
But
a
those are
consistent,
different.
huh?
Those are different. Go ahead, read it.
And thought having a consistent policy may be helpful to the board and the public. I drafted a policy for addressing these requests for your consideration, and it is listed below. Deed restriction policy. The Board of Health has promulgated this policy to address the regular requests for the construction of additional living space and dwellings that would otherwise warrant an increase in the capacity of the existing sewage disposal system serving the property. Title V of State Environmental Code 310 CMR 15.000 outlines the manner in which the capacity of a sewage disposal system is determined in order to ensure that this capacity is not exceeded, causing the potential failure of a system. The board uses the regulations to maintain the bedroom count as prescribed by Title V. The code provides boards of health with a mechanism for restructuring the number of bedrooms. Grant of Title V bedroom count deed restriction to ensure the occupants of the dwelling are aware of the capacity of their systems, the importance of not exceeding the capacity, and as notification to potential buyers of the capacity of the dwelling, in order to balance the desire of homeowners to expand their living space in a manner that won't lead to a potential premature failure of their septic system. The Board of Health will address such proposal in the following manner. 1, if the owner proposes the addition of space that would increase the number of rooms in the house by 1 over the approved capacity, the room will not be used as a bedroom or part of an in-law accessory apartment. The Board of Health agent, upon his or her review, can allow the additional space once a deed restriction has been recorded. In the other cases, or if the agent,
Doesn't agree?
yeah, it just keeps getting smaller. If it doesn't agree with the proposal, the agent will refer to the applicant to the Board of Health to discuss the matter. It doesn't really give any explanation, it just says the process of how to do it, correct?
So basically, they don't need to come before us if it's putting them 1 over the
They
current
have to
bedroom count.
Express why they need of an extra room or bathroom, whatever.
Right.
Mhm,
But remember, bathroom and kitchen, they can have them all over the place.
mhm. Bedrooms.
This is for you, Kevin, when your wife doesn't want to cook for you, you can have your own kitchen.
Right.
I didn't realize Janie was here from the Board of Health, the planning board.
I'm not here for that.
Okay. You come to chat with us.
I just came to visit.
Okay.
She's here because she likes us,
Yeah,
right?
most days.
We'll see. Oh, no. Oh, my God, I'm in trouble.
No,
now.
she said most days.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for that. So now we're gonna start All Great Road. Oh, no, be terrible.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you got anything with a stamp?
Yes.
You gave me something on stamp. Okay, you got a stamp.
Is everybody signed in, too?
I'm Kirk Fitzpatrick with Civil Solutions, and I'm here with David Cruz for his property at parcel 6, Old Crate Road. It's an empty lot. It's composed of 1.25 acres. Old Great Road is kind of a remaining piece of Great Road when they relocated it near Springdale Farm. It's a dead-end stub that comes off of Beaverbrook Road. So basically what we're proposing is a new four-bedroom dwelling, shown up here in the back. A previous firm had gone out and kind of peppered the lot and done a bunch of soils testing and couldn't find an area suitable because of lack of depth of soil. But they didn't dig anything down here in the corner. So we went back and did some additional testing down here in the corner. We did have some refusal in some of the test holes, but there was adequate depth. We had all the test holes in the area where the proposed primary reserve are to be located have 4 feet or more of naturally occurring impervious material. And the water table varied from 30 inches to 36 inches. And we had 2 perks, and they both perked at 6 minutes an inch. So basically, the leaching area is kind of pushed down in the corner because there is lack of depth of soil throughout the rest of the lot. And because we are pushed here to the corner, because there is a high water table, we're proposing the use of a block retaining wall around the system. It's going to meet the minimum grading requirements. Right now, there's a drain. When they built Old Great Road, they elevated the roadway, and they put in a drain under the road that just carries water from one side of the road to the other. So what we're proposing to do is at the base of the wall, which is only going to be 2.5 feet high at its worst point, we're going to put a grass-lined swale that's going to direct water around the base of the wall into that drain. So it carries on through the path that it currently does under the road.
Well, 2.5 acres, yeah? You're gonna build only one house? No extra houses later?
No, it's
Never know.
it's 1.25.
Never say never.
Yeah, 1.25. Yeah.
I thought you had 2 point. Well, I don't.
So basically, we're asking for variance for fill within 10 feet of our property line.
All right.
At its closest point, the wall's going to be 6 feet off the stone wall along the edge of the property here, and 2.5 feet off the front line, which is actually probably about 12 feet off the edge of the pavement.
Any comment from the board?
Who's on the right? Is there an abutter on this side?
Yep, there's a house here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have any objection, young lady?
Yes, I do.
Uh,
First thing I'd like to know is, on item note 15 of what they gave me today, it says that there are no wells within 150 feet of the proposed site or the reserved area. How many feet is my well away from it?
How many feet is the well from the?
That I don't know, I'd have to look
She
at
said,
it.
he says he doesn't know.
That's the problem.
Do you know?
No, but I think it's
But-
definitely less than 150 from the reserved area, yeah.
Well, usually about 100 feet. Sometimes the variance will be also on the well. Doesn't have to be 100 feet right on the nose.
It's right here, it's 20 feet
Okay,
off the
but I
line.
Yeah.
have multiple problems, and I got pictures and everything.
Well,
You tell me when it's my turn.
the question, okay, the question, I go by with the agent when he goes in the property and he talks to the engineer. We go by what he says too. The decision is made by us.
Yes,
Okay.
but I'd raise the question is, I did pay for a 750-foot well there, and is it within the 150 feet of the proposed septic location?
150 feet, and the maximum is
Could be.
100 feet, and sometimes there is also a variance between 75 feet, okay? Because doesn't have to be 150 feet.
That's what it says in note 15.
Well, I don't
Do you
know
have a
the
plot
engineer-
of your property that shows the well?
I can show you where it is on a thing. I can also, again, you're gonna have to give me time because I got things here, I got pictures, I got, plot plans for me to explain my problem. So why don't you keep going and then give me my chance?
Well,
I'd be happy to go out and locate her well.
yeah, he will look into it. But remember, 150 feet is too much. It's 100 by regulation.
So then does
And
this have?
and variance can go on it.
Correct, it's got to be a minimum 100 feet
Right.
between the well and the leach
Right.
area.
But sometimes you have this restriction, no.
There's not a
more than
restriction, we
75. Yeah.
note that all
Yeah.
wells within 150 feet.
You figure it out. You know what this gonna do?
You have
Gonna
town
make
water
us
at your
to
house, right?
continue,
Okay.
because we have somebody give us a trouble.
She has town water. in her house.
She has town water.
Yeah.
Right, but I wanna protect my well.
If she's on town water, actually, the minimum offset's only 25 feet, so it'd have to.
Oh, no, I know, yeah, town water, yeah. But she has a well.
But she's on, the house is connected to town water.
Because I,
Wait a minute, I didn't hear that. You have town water, young lady,
correct,
and you have a well too?
correct,
Okay, so forget about the 150 feet, okay? We're gonna send the engineer there, and we're gonna have the agent. According to the agent, let me read it to you, young lady.
yep,
Gonna have to read the whole thing. The applicant is looking to construct a new home at this site. Extensive soil testing was conducted on the lot, and most of the lot doesn't have enough depth or previous soil is installed for a septic system. On the lower right at corner of the lot, an area was found that had enough soil, and the applicant is proposing to locate the system in this area. Because of the location of the area and on the lot, the fact the system was raised slightly, fill and retaining wall will be needed to contain the system fill. The retaining wall barrier will be located 10 feet from the system, and there'll be enough area between the wall and the property line to direct surface runoff to culvert, like you said, right?
Correct.
Located in the front of the lot. The proposed system shall not affect abutting lots, and the wall will be 1-2.5 high. And the agent says, I don't have a problem with the request. So if you want to challenge the agent and the Board of Health, I leave it up to you, young lady. But I think the system should go, and we should have no problem.
well, are you gonna hear me out? Can I?
Now you can come here and talk to us.
Are you the only butter? Anybody else here for this?
The other abutter is up high, and the other abutter caused a lot of my problems. Okay, so, this is what happened to me. The property on the opposite side from where there's the rock wall,
Okay.
is my house that's very close to the rock wall.
Okay.
And then there's the other property. It's up high, which is probably why they didn't come today. But their septic system is down the hill and again, over the property line on the opposite side. It failed, and what happened was, the system had to be moved up, like maybe 6 or so feet, so that it would work.
Not 6 feet.
Well, I could picture it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So what happened then is I complained to the Board of Health, you know, that this was gonna affect my property, and they said, no, you know, they are allowed to fix their septic system, okay? And if it affects your property, you can go sue them. So this is what happened to my property. Okay, they put in a big thing that shot all the water here, came across the driveway, right to my property. And then I got a nice river, okay? Plenty of pictures of the nice river, okay? So then,
I see.
Yeah, can we see
sure,
that
you
very
can see
quickly?
the
Well,
wall.
no, just give me the, so I
Okay.
know what I'm looking at, the river.
This is the opposite side from where the septic system.
Can I see that right
So
there?
where on the map are we talking?
Yeah, what side of the property?
Okay.
But I don't know where this.
You should probably state your name. and
So where is this house?
Yeah.
Where
This
is,
house, okay,
Sorry, like Kevin said, you probably should state your name and your address.
Yeah,
okay, Justine Stedman, 17 Old Great Road.
thank you.
I'm the abutter.
Okay,
Okay?
okay, yep.
All right.
all right.
So this property is on the other side of you,
Yep, this exact opposite.
You're in the
side.
middle.
I'm in the middle,
okay?
okay? So, because there was, I guess, an existing swale, they were allowed to put these nice big pipes and let all the water come right over to my
That's
property.
not right.
This is even though
That's
I,
not just drainage.
Yeah.
that's even though I came to the Board of Health.
When this house was built?
How many years ago?
You know that? How many years ago?
I only found out that this meeting was happening today. I'm sorry if I don't know all the
No,
dates.
because.
No, when
is
did
a-
this
This
happen?
is something that we never allowed to have something like that.
Yes, you did, and
Oh,
I
no.
complained to the Board of Health and was basically stonewalled.
I can't believe it. I've been here for a long time, I haven't seen anything like that.
Do you think I'm making these pictures
No, I
up?
don't. You have a picture.
You somehow think that I'm inventing these?
No, you have a picture, I say I never seen anything like that since I've been here.
Yeah, well, this is what it cost me to go and re-landscape my yard and put in a huge berm. 58 grand. I don't have.
I
the-
apologize for that, but it's not much we can do.
Oh, well, see,
don't.
now I'm getting it from the other side, okay? So this is, you wanted to know about the area.
What's the date on the landscaping bill? When did you have to do that? Give some time.
March 28th, 2010.
2010,
Like
okay.
8
yes.
years ago.
Okay, so then we had a landscape architect, okay? So now, you wanted to know where my house is. This is now the huge berm that protects our house, okay? This is the septic system from 15 Old Great Road. It's up here, and there's the driveway, and so I had to protect my property by making a huge berm, okay? Now, here's my house. Here's the property line, and here would be the new septic system. I don't have enough room to put another berm in, nor do I have another 58,000. Okay? And it shows that there's an existing drainage swale, okay? This all goes over to a culvert that's neither on their land nor on my land. Old Great Road used to be 119. And then they took out a dangerous curve and they moved 119. So it is my belief that the culvert is owned by the state of Massachusetts. But do correct me if I'm wrong. It may be the town that owns that culvert. Anybody know?
No, we don't.
Does anybody know anything?
We can find out.
That'd be great.
Uh,
Because on Old Great Road, I'm not even sure if the town owns it or if the state still owns it. But I'm somewhat certain that if you're doing, it's gonna all go down to this culvert, doesn't the state have to approve it?
Not necessarily.
All the runoff runs down to that culvert now, because all the runoff from your rear yard actually runs across through the retaining wall, or I'm sorry,
Correct.
through the stone wall and onto Mr. Cruz's property already. So
It does.
you're not gonna get runoff that comes off this system and goes over the lot line. It's
'Cause
gonna
so-
come off the wall, drop
You have
straight
to- you
down
have to
into the
convince her.
swale and
You have to
directly into the
convince her.
drain.
That-
Well, I mean, you can
just
see
said
that
that,
what
yeah.
happens is the water comes, because this is higher. It comes down, and see, this is all, the drainage goes right down here, and it goes over here. And again, this culvert is neither on my land nor on their land. I believe the state owns it, but I could be wrong.
Where is the river that's shown in the pictures?
Okay, the
Where do you get that?
picture would be
Not very low, so.
right here. So it would just come, as my landscape architect said, it all comes down to the same thing. Now we're gonna have another septic here. My house is right here, okay? I can show you pictures how close my house is to the projected, because there's markers on the trees, and I did take pictures of that. They're on the thing. As I said, I only got notice of this today,
Okay.
so I did what I could.
Okay. We
So
thank
Kurt,
you.
can you figure out if the culverts, do you have any idea? Can you find that out, who owns the culvert?
I can look into it, but I'm not sure it makes any difference, and it's not like we're proposing a culvert, it's already existing. And all the water that comes off this area
It's
goes to
usually
that
the same-
culvert and
same
goes
thing.
under.
Yeah.
So we're not changing any of the drainage patterns here.
Sounds like what she's concerned with. and
There's
just
a
correct-
concrete wall and everything
Just correct me
that's-
if I'm wrong, but
Yeah.
so
More
the
water.
water's moving that way now and over to, I might be backwards on the maps, but it's coming down the property edge from the abutting property.
You have
and
to
then
con-
it's
Across your
looping
backyard.
around Between
And then it
Mr.
ends up,
Cruz's property
You have a
and her
big swell?
property, and then it's going down to the culvert.
No, so the water that lands in her rear yard actually comes down and then comes through the stone wall onto Mr. Cruz's property,
To the
and then goes down
And that's the reason why we're making this retaining
We're gonna-
wall
we're actually-
rounded, so we're
Where's-
not disturbing the water.
Where's the other, where's that lot located on this one?
Can you compare them for a second?
To the right of,
So this lot would be over here.
This sits like that. So that's the common line.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the drain, that's the same drain. So right now, the water in her rear yard comes around the house, through the stone wall, and onto his property.
It comes
And
right.
makes its way to
yeah,
the culvert.
It goes right here.
You're afraid there's gonna be another river right here, is that
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So, I think the question is whether that would happen. or
Will it
not.
happen?
It's not gonna
So
happen, I
your
think.
drainage is gonna be, I'm just,
I-
your drainage will be
You
narrower
have to
because you're
reassure
gonna raise
her.
the grade.
Littleton
But-
told me this wasn't gonna happen.
But we're
When-
actually-
When the other side raised theirs up, they told me I wasn't gonna be affected at all.
What
But-
we-
We're actually gonna improve the drainage here, because there's no swale here now. There's
Yeah.
nothing to direct the water from her backyard into that culvert. It's all just wooded, and it's got a...
It is
a-
wooded, existing
It's got pretty
drainage
deep,
swale.
organic matter on the
But-
surface with leaf built up.
We have to-
There's
we
nothing
have
to
to
direct the
listen to
water,
her.
so
You have-
once
thank
this
you
is
so much
built
for
and the
the
swale is in,
explanation.
it's gonna carry the water right down the line and into the drain. It's actually gonna improve the drainage off her property.
So it not only you have a swell, and you have also, everything's gonna go on the
It's gonna
drain.
be a shaped swale at the toe of the wall that's gonna
Make it,
carry
make
the
a
water.
big shelf, okay? With a lot of big rocks there.
Is there anything you can do to help divert her existing water problem to that culvert in the construction process here?
It's on her property.
Yeah.
We can't address the drainage
It's-
on her property.
Okay.
But I can tell you what's coming off hers is gonna be directed
Yeah.
directly into the drain, just as it's shown on what they proposed here.
You're just
that
afraid
swale's not
because you
there.
have no recourse, right?
I had no recourse
Yeah,
last
no,
time
no,
either.
Yeah.
But
And they tell me that why can't, okay, this will back right up to my house, because here's my house, okay? And right here, what did you say, 8 feet away, is gonna be the 6 feet away?
At its closest point, which is probably back up in here.
Is gonna be the septic system. This is my house. Do you see how close? I have pictures.
If we could pick up this septic and move it on the other side of the property, we would.
Great. That, I would.
That's the only place it
We
can go.
can,
Okay.
that's the only place that meets the code.
that's
Can
what
I
I was,
make a
that's what I was
proposal?
suggesting.
But my point is,
You
we
can.
got the whole
We've
farm
already-
that way. Can't you go and work out a way with your family to put the septic over that way?
I think there's another butter. Can we have two, we take one butter at a
Well,
time? or
first,
should
I'd
we
like
have-
to listen to them first,
Okay.
and then we'll listen to the next about it.
I'm just gonna reiterate, I don't think what we're proposing is gonna change the drainage coming off her property. in
do you
any
think,
way.
do you
If
think the
water comes
swale
off-
is big enough to handle?
There's no swale there
That's a good
now,
point, yeah.
so if we
But
add
it
a
won't- it
swale
won't be-
and
it
direct
won't
the
be.
water to the
One at a
Why
time,
does
one
it
at a
say
time.
it's gonna be
Existing drainage
maintained. It's-
swale.
It's not gonna be just wooded with organic buildup that doesn't direct water anywhere. My guess is the water comes off her lawn right now and hits that lawn debris and just stops.
No, this is the way the landscape architect, it says existing drainage swale, okay? And he shows just how it gets to the culvert. He didn't make this up for this meeting. He made it up to solve this, which again, was
Okay.
not gonna affect me at all.
I don't, okay.
But this is also
Well,
8
he
years
did-
ago.
He didn't do that.
And that-
So-
there
Another
was a
engineer.
swale that has not been maintained.
So you
Once
had
Mr.
the
Cruz
landscape-
develops it, It's gonna be maintained. You're gonna have a maintained swale at the bottom of that wall, which is gonna direct the water to the culvert. It's not there now.
Existing drainage swale says that it is there, and my house is right here, and the septic's gonna be here. And if I can show you the pictures, you'll realize how close the septic is to my house. It's 6 feet over this rock wall, and my house is right here.
I understand that. But you did $58,000 worth of landscaping.
Because of.
Did
this.
it change that?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you
but I don't
you
have
solved that
another
problem.
58,000, nor do I have enough,
Are you
nor do I
guaranteeing?
have enough land here to do another berm on the other
The
side.
$58,000
Okay,
with the
I appreciate
landscaping
it, young
solved
lady.
that problem,
It's,
so we're not gonna have any water at all then.
Little
Yeah,
order
you
here.
do, because the people that caused the problem still live up here, and the water does still sheet out. I mean, it doesn't get like this, no.
Should we go
But there
after
is
them?
still water going like this. My point is, there's nowhere on this property other than clapped right up to my house that this septic system can go?
He said he would change if the possibility was there, but he
But it's-
can't change the position.
It-
That's why my question was, can you change it another position?
Yeah, but-
Sometimes they do change it. But now I have to listen to the engineer, because when somebody has a piece of property,
Yep.
we have to give them the opportunity to build something, only if they guarantee if it's not gonna cause any problem, like you showed me before. And I can trust the gentleman that he will do his best, and whoever's gonna build that house is gonna be satisfactory. And you can sue them afterwards.
I don't wanna sue anybody.
I know, but if
Littleton
everybody sues here in
guaranteed-
this country.
Littleton guaranteed me this wasn't gonna happen, and $58,000 later, I paid to get it
I know, but we
fixed.
can't say no to an individual that has a piece of
Well,
property.
my point is, there's a ton of acreage on the farm. It's his family. Why can't they give him some,
Because I asked them 3 times, the system cannot be changed from one area to the
Not
other.
on this piece, but over here, the farm owns
Okay,
how
no,
many
no, all right,
acres?
let's get this
The
squared away.
The
This,
septic
Well, right
system
here,
has
we're-
to be on
right-
the same
Yeah.
piece
I
of property
appreciate-
as the facility
Excuse me,
Yeah, we
itself.
everybody,
give you
one at
enough
a
time,
time,
I think
one
you
at a
better sit
time.
down.
all right, so
Okay.
One at a time.
this piece of property belongs to me, okay? And we've been across this entire piece of property like Swiss cheese, all across it, and we did not have enough depth. And that was why we ended up down here in this corner. That's the only place that we had enough depth
Okay.
to put the system
Okay.
in.
Am
Would
I-
you continue, please?
And we
I'm
have-
not allowed,
just
can
to
I tell
answer-
you how close my house is to? No.
I believe you, the question is, I have to listen to the engineer.
Can you put something on the permit that requires, maintenance? So that there's some sort of report that the drainage doesn't work?
Keep the swale
You
cleared.
just said that it's gonna be maintained.
It is, I mean, it's gonna be part of his yard.
Yeah, it is.
So-
You have the homeowner sitting
And,
there, I mean,
and once
gonna
again,
take
that's
care of it.
why this whole wall here
'Cause I think-
is because
To
that,
prevent-
that
to
is to
prevent.
prevent this water. I mean, we've
Yeah.
known about this water for a long time. You can go there and see about it, and that's why that this is all designed as it is.
Yeah.
And the construction, whoever's gonna build it, make sure
but to answer your
Yes,
question.
they do the right thing, okay?
I have a question when I can ask you.
One question, then you have to sit down, young lady.
Okay, I realize that you've already made your decision.
What's your question?
No, I think certainly.
What you
people on
wanted
this
to do,
board
young
have already
lady,
made up
prohibit
their
him from building a house.
No, I
Yes.
just want him to go and build the septic
But he
somewhere.
can't.
But he can, because his family owns hundreds of acres right over here on a huge farm.
Gino, when somebody comes in and asks for a variance, I mean, people have a right to come in.
They can come in, but I gave them
Because-
enough time. The question is, I didn't even have a chance to talk to the gentleman.
I'll
I
sit
need to
down.
talk to him too.
And
Just give me a break so I can talk to the gentleman first.
I'll go sit down.
That's it. I
And
gave you
then-
enough time. I
Okay.
mean, nobody, I bet nobody in this board will give you enough time as I did.
Okay, and can the guy that said this was Mr. Frentiani, can he come back out and look and so that he knows where my well is?
You make sure,
Yes, we'd be happy to locate a well.
okay?
It's an irrigation well, it only has to be 25 feet off the
You do
system.
this quickly and bring it to the young lady there at the office.
When do I get notified?
She will call you. Give her telephone number and she will let you know.
There are a couple of butters that wanted to speak, the woman in the back row.
All right,
first.
now, okay, one second, you gotta wait a minute. Now, I'm talking to you now. Okay, you have what, 1 acre and so forth, right?
Yeah.
Did you-
yes, sir.
Okay. I told you 3 times, is there any way you can move that septic? And you say no. Why? Because the system will not be in compliance, am I correct?
That's correct. This is the only area
That you
on this
can build
lot
it,
that
yeah.
has suitable soils to site a
Okay.
septic system.
Okay.
A septic system has to be on the same lot
Right.
as the facility it
Right.
served. So the option of putting it on the farmland is
Right.
not available.
Okay, so you
Annex a piece of land to it.
understand her concern.
Absolutely. And
Okay, so the question is, make sure that everything's done right, okay? Because you know what happened? Somebody else is gonna suffer. If that is not done right, and I have a lady come and complain like that, then we say, I'm so sorry, you got a piece of property? Put a garage there, no home. You understand that? So you do the best you can from the engineer, make sure that house is built right, and the water will not slide anywhere. That's it. That's my recommendation. I've been doing construction for 40 years.
Yeah.
I even fire engineer like him. Just to give you an idea. All right? All right.
Can you tell me how far my well, under your rules, needs to be away from it?
Your well should be regulation, 100 feet, but the Board of Health can always allow an extra 20 or 25 feet.
Actually,
Since
it's
it's
an
an
irrigation
irrigation well, it has to be 25 feet.
And is that also with the reserve area or just the actual area?
The reserve as well.
Okay, because that's what I'd like measured.
Okay, you take care of it. Send it to her, she will call the lady,
we'd be happy to locate her well.
okay? All right, what do you need then now?
We're requesting a variance for
Well, we had
filled
some
in.
abutters that had hands raised.
Just two more butters.
Oh, okay, thank you for waiting. I'm sorry, I can't even give you a cup of coffee. Would you say something?
Jamie Cruz, 571 Gray Road, the property known as Springdale Farm. Dave is my brother. This is a property that was held by a family member that recently passed away. To answer the question of the neighbor who has not been very farm-friendly to us, we do own 80 acres, not hundreds of acres, next door to this property on the west side. It is under a CR, which is a conservation restriction with the state and the town of Littleton to protect it from development on a 10-year cycle. Doing something like that would actually damage our agreement protecting it from
development,
because stuff like that does not fit in with the regulations of agriculture.
Thank you for
So
that.
take
Thank
that
you.
off the table.
Thank you for
and
telling me
clarifying
that. Thank you for
and
telling me that.
While we're here, the water situation that runs between all of those properties, that is a dell. There's water that runs off the tip of the hills.
Yeah.
We deal with it all the time. They did do $58,000 worth of landscape reconstruction about 8 or 10 years ago because they dumped all of their waste onto our property. And it seems as though there's a big gully there that they're trying to blame from the abutter from the back, but it looks like it was a misgrading piece. And if the board needs to take a walk out there, it's very easy to see where the water is coming from, and it's not from the neighbor to the north side of the property towards the power line. So just wanted to
Okay,
clarify that.
any comment from the board? I mean, we heard both sides.
What was the depth historically closer to the driveway on the previous soil?
I actually didn't conduct that soil study. What's that, Jim's field notes? It varied from 24 inches to 78 inches, but very inconsistent.
78?
One test hole is 78. So you need 4 test holes with at least 4 feet.
How many do you do?
Across the whole property? A lot.
They had 4 total that had 4 feet, but none of them were near each other. So it rides up and down.
Was it ledge?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, what's the,
And this is a conventional?
It is.
Just curious why you're not going with the IA?
You kind of, because it's new construction, you lose the advantage of going with the innovative alternative system. And this area has the 4 feet of soil. Even if you wanted to put over here, you still can't, even with an innovative alternative system. The advantage of the innovative alternative systems only come into play for an upgrade with less than 4 feet of soil.
And that's
That's
the
too
price,
bad in this
that's the price we
In
have.
this,
Yeah, or one of the other.
Something called, something similar.
that would be a good solution.
entertain a motion?
Woman in the back, did Jamie already take care of your?
Well,
Yes.
Jamie
Yes.
touched on it, but Paula Cruz, 571 Great Road. I wanted to talk about the water a little bit. I've been there 59 years at Springdale Farm. And my uncle Jackie, or John Theodorus, was the previous owner of my son's property. The Stedman's house, the way that it's graded, their backyard is graded. It's graded so all the water runs down to their house. It doesn't run away from their house, it runs down to their house. And years ago, probably over 20 years ago, Fred Fields was the original builder of their house. He took down part of the stone wall that separated my son's now property and their property. And he took it down to drain the water so it would flow through and come to that culvert. And my father was very upset about it, and Fred Fields and my father got into a fight that day because he didn't want the stone wall removed. But the water is draining to that culvert because of the way that their house is graded, and their water is actually coming on to that old Great Road property through the culvert. And it didn't ever do that until Fred Fields graded it off, and the landscapers, I guess, continued with that same grade, and
That's
and
why
they
they-
removed the rocks from the stone wall.
Well, thank you.
So we're not gonna turn this into attack and for all of that. What this is all about is the proposed wall, retaining wall, and the sloping is to help direct the water. We're not attacking anybody
right.
here, we're not trying to
Right.
turn this
You
into
want to be
anything
good
that it's
neighbors, you're
not.
going to be living
Right.
next door.
Right, we don't wanna,
You want- you-
I'll speak for myself, I'm not,
Yeah.
I don't wanna wake up every day and have
Right,
any
right.
kind of grudges with anybody. We're trying to go about this the right way, we're
Right,
trying to
right.
do it right. It's taken 7 months of everything across the entire property to try and get this to work where we are today. And, like I said, this is what we're after here. We don't wanna turn this into something that it's not.
According to the engineer and according to our agent, I think we have no problem. It's up to the board now to make a decision.
What about the well?
The wall, he's gonna get his permit only when, excuse me, he's gonna get the permit, we'll sign it, he's not gonna get it tonight. He's gonna get it only when she be identified about the distance. We gotta make somebody happy tonight.
Right.
Okay, if you get it, you make sure, I gave you a week. I gave you 1 week, 7 days. I know the weather is being not nice, Friday might snow, but maybe next week will be 80. You want 2 weeks? I'll give you 2 weeks, okay? 14 days. Then you want to come back and get your permit, okay? Even though we will sign it, but you're not gonna get it.
The well
We
is
gotta
right
make
here.
somebody happy here.
Okay.
So, I mean, we can locate it, it's easy enough.
It's on that side?
It's right on the back side of the
Okay.
property over here, up on the high side.
Okay.
And you keep an eye on the builder, okay?
Yeah.
Like I did. When I built something, my father used to say, l'occhio del padrone ingrassa il cavallo. You know what it means? The owner, the eye of the owner, fatten the horse. You gotta keep an eye on it. Sometimes they make mistakes, like whatever. All right? Okay. Okay, we gotta make a decision. It's up to you guys.
So.
Well, do
I-
we
I-
want them to come back?
No,
in
we
2
give
weeks, or-
him the okay, he's not gonna get the permit, 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then he
Look at the
comes and
irrigation.
pay, and she'd be happy, she get in touch with the lady, and she will make me, maybe feel better. So she will say, we kinda like the Board of Health, you know, they try to be fair, but we cannot change, because he has the right to build, he has a piece of property, and we cannot deny him the right to build a home.
Okay.
I've spoken. Now it's up to you guys to make a decision.
So I'm okay with what Jim says and approving the variance as long as with contingent on finding where the well is,
The irrigation well. it's
the
not an
irrigation
issue.
well, yeah.
2 weeks we give him, okay?
I'll second that.
Okay? Make a motion?
So I'll make a motion to,
I thought I already did.
I guess you
No,
have
I
to
guess
say the
That was
words.
my comment. Did you have a comment?
No,
Okay, so now we do a motion.
I thought that was a motion too.
I thought I was.
I don't think you said, I'll make a motion.
Yeah, but I, yeah.
Make up your mind, will you?
I have.
2 of you. You want to make a
You
motion?
gonna make a
yet?
motion, Louise? Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the permit for 6 Old Great Road for the variance of locating the wall within 6 feet of the lot line.
It's a variance to request to
The
allow
height of the
fill-
wall?
Allow fill within 10 feet of the property
10.
line,
Mhm.
with contingent on. finding-
Contingent on locating the
Locating the
irrigation well
Right,
Yeah, and
Okay.
if it's
at the
25.
abutters
if it's-
lot.
and you give them 2 weeks to do that.
2 weeks to, you have 2 weeks
Okay.
to locate that.
The
All
plan,
right.
do you want to, the plan date?
On the plans dated
What
October
date?
12th.
October 12th, 2018.
I second.
All in
I'll-
favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
So we have to say 2 weeks from now
Week.
at 7:10? We have to do that?
If you want to, if you put the dates, yes.
We're not.
We're not continuing it, no.
Okay.
So this is a copy that's got also got the registered land surveyor stamp on it.
You give it, you can give it to her, yeah.
Oh, Jim, and leave a copy.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry to make you wait.
Thank you, good luck.
To get back to me. On the list.
Gino, you're running behind here, buddy.
I'm doing good?
No.
No? You know, it's not my fault. Okay. Oh my God.
I know.
Oh my God, 7:20. I thought, oh God. Okay, 7 Charter Way. You gonna give us trouble too?
Oh, no. You're not gonna give me trouble either, right?
If you say you don't give us trouble, we try to do the best not to give you trouble.
I am Sarah Jack. I was here 3 weeks ago about the septic system and putting in a new well up on 7 Charter Way, which is on Fort Pond.
And I'm her daughter, Elizabeth.
And my daughter Elizabeth.
Oh, you got a reinforcement.
Oh, yes.
I'm looking at, according to, I don't have to read the whole thing, okay?
Okay.
Okay, the applicant has submitted a survey sketch showing the lot line and the location of existing structure, well and septic system abutting their property. The proposal well location try to maximize the offset of the existing outside sewage system, their own, and the property line, and work with the site condition, long, narrow lots, pond, and one end and the common drive affecting a good portion of the unused lot area. The proposal will location maximize the offset of the existing septic system, and the location should not affect the ability of the abutter property to repair their system. I don't have an issue with the request, as the proposal will be constructed properly and provide a portable water supply for the cottage. Okay, you read the agent, now you have to, they are the judges. I only represent them. So, okay.
This is the one where it's 90 feet, right?
Yes. Yes. And the neighbor sent a letter to you saying he,
Yep,
Read that.
we read that
Yeah.
last
I think
time.
we just wanted to get clarification from Jim that he actually saw
Correct.
the writing on that
and
inspection, and he had.
yes, he
so,
has.
yeah.
I don't know what he said to you, but he told me
This,
that.
that's what he.
Oh, okay.
Does he mention it though? Does he?
Yeah, he said it doesn't,
I'm sorry, is it in the
he
beginning?
just said that, yeah, it's in the beginning.
Okay.
So, it's not, it didn't fail Title V, and
It wasn't inspected.
it wasn't
wasn't even an
inspected,
inspection.
Oh, here
and
it
Jim
is, I'm
didn't
sorry.
see any evidence the system was in failure.
And it is just a stone. We don't have a dishwasher or laundry, a washing machine or anything like that.
So he gave me trouble now,
I'm just pleading my case.
and you got your assistant.
My assistant,
Oh, okay.
my note taker.
Perfect, that's all I needed.
I really came for company.
Anybody's gonna make a motion?
I move to approve the variance
The variance.
for,
What?
Title
7,
V
For the
variance, request
charter.
and well variance.
yes, 7 Charter
7
Way.
Charter Way. And do you have a plan there? Oh, you guys don't have a stamp plan?
Can we get one to the administrator?
Plan dated August 15, 2018, for locating the well.
Okay, we don't need no restriction or
Within the
anything.
buffer
They'll be
zone
fine.
near the septic system.
All right, motion,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
Bye. We were, I have one quick question.
Uh-oh.
How long is a permit good for?
For you,
Yeah.
6 months.
I'll even that'll get us to spring, just in case the weather does turn as bad as they're saying. I
Actually-
don't know if they can put the well in
Actually, the
this
permit's for
fall.
a year, but you get,
About a year. Okay, all right, thank you very much.
I see it.
Thank
Enjoy your
you.
water from the tap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more plastic bottles.
That's right.
Now, don't go out and be happy and jump and then you fall down. No, just relax, okay?
No, she had,
Oh, dear Lord. Okay, we worked not better on, what do we got?
Thank you.
7:30.
welcome, thank you.
Now
11
we go
Worcester
through
Road.
11 Worcester Road. Who's that? You? You? You're so quiet, come and sit down. Worcester Road.
Hello?
Hello?
So, we continued last month to do, this is 11 Worcester Road, we've requested a hearing for utilization of a poly barrier and placement of fill within 10 feet of a property line, 11 Worcester Road. We went back and took a look at the survey and confirmed with Ross on the boundary line that was in question and relocated the abutting house at 17, indeed is over the property line, slightly encroaching onto 11 Worcester Road. The plan's been updated accordingly for that. That has actually increased our setback from the property line, so in reconfiguring the grading, we're able to almost not need the hearing at all. We're able to not place fill within 10 feet of the property line. However, we do need to incorporate a poly barrier into the side slope on that boundary side, but there'd be no placement of fill within 10 feet of the boundary line. You just need the barrier. A poly barrier, yeah, and it would be, it's only above grade by about 1.5 feet, above existing grade. So, has small Jim seen barrier,
the
updated plans? 3 to 1. Jim is not, no.
Yeah, it says he has not seen
Yeah,
them.
he didn't see this.
No, he hasn't seen it yet.
It'd be nice if he does see it. Because,
Sure.
we make the decision, we give us, he recommended whether yes or no. So far, he says, I haven't seen the revised plan for this, no update concern. The applicant has 2-bedroom and so forth. We haven't, so we can't make any decision. The question is, we
Mr.
have to
Badger
have.
also. Yeah,
And I have some questions.
Yeah,
Sure.
I haven't seen the new
Yeah.
plan.
well,
Are you asking for a variance?
It's not.
it's not a variance, it's a hearing basically requiring notice for utilization of a barrier or retaining wall or placement of
Right,
fill.
right.
So we've notified the abutters and we've opened the hearing and we're now
Oh, I see. So
discussing the.
barriers within the 10.
Was it the
not
placement of the
placement
10, yeah, but so incorporation of a retaining wall, utilization of a barrier, and placement of fill within 10 feet of a property line.
So you do have
Require.
placement of fill?
We don't have
I'm sorry.
placement of fill, and we don't have placement of a barrier or a retaining wall, but we are utilizing a barrier in conjunction with the sewage disposal system.
But it's not within 10 feet.
It's not within 10 feet.
Okay.
There's no grading within 10 feet of the property line, so,
So
we
you-
could debate the fact of whether you need the waiver. I think by the letter of your regulation, you still are required to go through this process of the hearing and the When determination by you're the using a board. barrier, you need to notify the Yes, abutters. right. So, that said, Jim hasn't reviewed this yet. We were
Yeah.
continuing tonight. I wanted to present what I had. I don't expect you to act on it
No,
tonight.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You can tell us everything,
Yeah,
because you're
so-
going from 2-bedroom to 4-bedroom.
I want to let you know I was working,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we've made progress.
No, we appreciate it.
And to answer
Appreciate it.
questions.
Yeah, because, we have to be fair to everybody. But sometimes, even being fair, sometimes somebody don't like it. Like a person came, had a one-bedroom house, right?
Yeah,
He wants to construct another 2 or 3-bedroom.
yeah.
That many years ago. We can say you can only construct 1-bedroom. That means you're gonna have 2-bedroom, not 3-bedroom.
Right.
And they get upset.
Right.
Sometimes we can't comply every wish that people come into it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know. And in this case, we're fully compliant.
No,
with-
I understand,
Yeah.
but you're gonna
With the
throw.
exception of the barriers.
You're gonna destruct everything, you're gonna throw everything down and rebuild new?
Well, the plan is to raise the house, yeah, to demo the house and build.
And rebuild, yeah, with the
house.
same plan.
In the same general
Same
area.
footprint.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
understand what he said?
the existing house is shown on the plan, it's kind of ghosted out,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's a little bigger, but it's generally sitting right on top of what was there. There's a detached garage that's coming down.
Right.
It's, sort of further away from that, but it's, the existing house is right here, the proposed house is sitting right on
Okay.
top of it. And the barrier shown back here pretty much follows the existing edge of lawn, and
Right.
It's not a wooded site, it's all clear.
And it doesn't bother anybody, right?
It abuts 17 Worcester Road. Well,
Do we have any abutter from there?
I believe Mr. Badger's here for that. You want to take a
So
look at
can I
this,
ask a
Brian?
question before we go on to, so you said you reconfigured it? How did you do that from last time?
We've.
Yeah, what did you change?
We conferred with Ross regarding the boundary and corrected the property line, located the abutting house, which is now plotted on, just being over the boundary line in the rear corner, and reconfigured the barrier and the side slope to pull the grading back from the property line as far as we could. This could be graded out with a conventional 15-foot 3-to-1 breakout slope, but it would place fill right up to the boundary. So in this case, I thought it was better, since the house is next door is actually encroaching onto this property, so it's right on the line, to keep that grading 10 feet back, from the boundary, to provide an undisturbed area adjacent to the building, and return that slope,
Right.
prior to reaching anywhere near that house.
Do you have any comment?
Are you still keeping it a 4-bit? Are you going from
It's
2-bedroom
it's a
to
four, it's a
still?
4-bedroom. Yeah, it's an existing 2-bedroom, but again, the design is fully compliant with
Yeah,
Littleton
no, I
Regs
didn't know
Title
if you
5.
when you said reconfigure, if you
Yeah,
changed
well,
the bedroom
we've
count or what?
we've looked at different configuration. We did verify the building card is a 2-bedroom house, but if you can demonstrate full compliance with Littleton Reg, it's
Because
treat it like a.
I thought in the beginning that you're gonna throw everything down and rebuild it and use the same base, the same foundation, and rebuild that up. So that's what we thought,
Yeah.
but now you say you're
gonna
gonna
put it-
build
No,
it
it was, the house was always going to get, it's proposed to be demolished.
demolished.
And rebuilt.
All right, okay.
The only.
That is different, okay.
Yeah.
How much increase in the grade?
In the area of the septic system,
At the wall,
at the, I'm sorry,
at the barrier.
at the barrier. So the proposed maximum finished grade is 197.4, and the existing grade running through there is 196, so it's about 1.5 foot.
Oh,
On
that's
that
not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And are you saying that whole thing on the back is a poly barrier, or is that?
No, so this is an erosion control, like
Okay.
a silt fence, or
Oh, okay.
a wattle, or
All
some
right.
kind of erosion control limit of work. The actual barrier is here,
Right,
10
that's
feet
what-
off the edge of the bed,
I've
just
never seen one
about
that big going around the back.
40,
so-
about 40 feet. So the grade off the shoulder of the road comes down,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
yard levels out. So the system's basically just gonna kind of level off the shoulder of the road, and then return to grade in the backyard.
It's gonna look nice, huh?
It will actually look nice from the street. I mean, it's gonna be slightly mounded, in the side yard here, but, keeping the grading pulled back 10 feet should be adequate to protect that house.
So what the
Do
board
we have
think?
any other abutters?
Butters need
I
to?
don't see anybody.
Well, do you have comments?
No, it's just
Questions?
that he does show the house next door and he has the lot line
Yeah.
where it should be, so.
It's
you know,
okay?
Just as soon, let Jim look at it and see what he comes
Right,
up with.
that's what we're gonna
But-
say.
But
First,
other than that, my concern was
yeah,
the property line, it wasn't accurate,
okay,
and he didn't show the house on it, now he does,
right.
so.
He's not gonna get nothing tonight, but he's gonna get a confirmation from the board when Jimmy sees it, and then we'll give him the okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I leave it up to you guys, what do you think? Jim's gonna look at it, because he doesn't have it, but he will,
Mhm.
and then he's gonna let us know. So that means we might give him, when Jim comes next time?
Thursday.
Thursday? Can you leave one of those?
I can leave 2 of those.
Okay, he's gonna leave you 2 of those in case Jimmy hits one for breakfast, and then you let us know. We'll sign it when he agreed to it, and then we'll revise it, okay? So I don't think we should have any problem. But let Jimmy look at it.
Do you want to make a
Are you
motion
continu-
tonight to continue it, or do you want to make a motion to approve it after Jim's approval?
Yeah,
I'd like to make a motion to approve it,
but in conjunction with Jimmy.
pending Mr. Griffey's comments,
Yeah,
and
yes.
if he gives it
He's
his
gonna
blessing on it.
he's gonna give us some comment. If he sees something different there, that he doesn't mind, we don't have no
So-
problem. You understand what we're talking about, young man? With the gray hair? At least you have it, I don't. The question remains is, we try to be fair, but sometimes we have to make you wait. So whoever is the person that owns the property, tell them that we do the best we can to accommodate. Okay? We're trying to be fair.
I think she can still
Oh,
hear.
I don't
She's in
wanna
the
see
second
anybody.
row.
Oh, every time they got, oh my God. Oh, dear Lord.
There's two copies.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve the plan for 11 Worcester Road as presented pending Mr. Griffey's
Right.
approval. Plan dated August 28th, 2018,
Revised.
revised on,
11-2.
November 2nd, 2018.
A
I'll
second?
sec- I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so you'll get that, and we'll sign it. We don't have to sign it now. When Jimmy sees it,
Sure.
she get in touch with you,
Yeah.
and you come, and we'll make provision to sign it, okay?
Okay.
The question is, as long as he says okay, and if he's a little doubt, we can still override it,
All right.
all right?
Thank you very much.
I think Lisa.
Oh, geez,
Lisa, did you second that?
you can't say I'm doing,
Aaron.
I'm doing good, whatever.
You want to second it?
50,
I'd like to give it to my client.
50 George, yeah.
50 George Street. Oh, no, we got trouble now. Oh, my God. He's in the landscaping business. He's gonna bury me someplace.
How are you?
And then I gotta go to his former brother, and he's gonna make me look like a prince.
Last one in town to let you down.
And then everybody little, they have to cut to see the view, you know why? I wanna see if he's really gone. He's a troublemaker.
Okay.
What do you got?
So open up the public hearing for 50 George Street. Paul Biagioni, Steve Steers, Dave Ross Associates. Variance for replacement system.
Okay, here's all the.
You got town water, right?
Yes, yes.
What a 1+ for you.
It's actually my father's house
Okay.
replacement system.
Who stood there for an hour and a half?
50. Any about it on the 50 George Street?
Yeah, right here, Phil Barkley, Orchid Drive.
Okay, I see where you are. We gotta listen to the engineer first, okay?
No problem.
Thank you.
I only have questions, I'm not here to.
No problem. You're not causing trouble, right? No, okay, thank you.
Okay. I believe Jim Gareffi has sent notes over.
Yes.
The perk rate is awful. Doug went over there several times to do new perks and got another perk over here, and the only system we could really make work is the Oaksum perk rate.
Perk right?
Yeah, the drip irrigation. Jim, you know, he suggested adding another, like a fast system in there, but to eliminate the front here, but by the time we got done looking at it, it was gonna be a lot more expensive, and it really wouldn't do that much more. And plus, it would take another 3 months to get a septic plan done. So we just went back to the original plan, and Jim was okay with it. You know, his concern was the grading, just to make sure that, you know, the water's pitched away from the house, because it's bringing it up.
You're gonna put a swell, or you're gonna? What are you
Well,
gonna
if we can find a good landscaper to handle it.
do? Yeah, we don't know anybody.
Probably gonna be about 58 grand.
Okay, so, that's all you're doing, replacing the system?
Yes.
How deep is groundwater?
It was high. It was,
This is how far?
Yeah, it is.
it is. There's nothing, Because the, actually it went by the sieve analysis. I think we had water at, I think it was 4 feet. I had it.
So you didn't actually perk it?
No, sent it out.
I'm sorry. I apologize, did you tell us how deep the water?
I'm looking,
Oh, okay.
there's a lot of, I estimated groundwater 30 inches. I estimated 26.
Where did you hit groundwater, or was it modeling?
There was groundwater, that's why they did this sieve analysis,
So-
sent it out.
Groundwater at 26 inches.
That was at one hole.
Does the sieve ever come back above 60?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Let's see, what did they come up with?
I'm just afraid that it's so tight, you got high groundwater,
Right.
and you're requesting a change in depth, reduction in system offset from groundwater. I'm just afraid it's not gonna work. You know, I get that the engineering, you know, that you're making it work in the regs, but
What's your opinion?
it's so tight.
Well, the engineer looked at it, Jim looked at it, and,
And he says you have no problem.
yeah, I mean, it meets everything, meets the code.
How long?
Well, it's got a lot of variances.
And usually, well, it's a small lot.
Right. How long ago that septic system was installed, you know?
Well, the replacement was done in '82.
Replacement?
The replacement was done in 1982, yeah.
Wow. Not bad. And he kept the septic system clean all the
Yeah,
time?
and there's only been the two of them there for the last 25 years, so
How
there's
many
not much
bedrooms is
pressure. 3-bedroom.
You know, a case like this, you
Yeah. If they left
over-excavate it
alone,
anyway.
why not?
Are you doing a tear down?
Take down the extra, you know,
Oh, it's
cut
not-
it,
No,
cut
that's
it
how
down,
houses
fill it
sell,
with
yeah.
extra septic sand and give it that
Talking
buffer.
about 36 years.
Mm.
Okay, that's,
So, Should we
any
read Jim's
comment?
notes or listen to a butter first?
Oh, yeah, would you
Would
make
I
a,
just have a couple questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Show me, which way is the water intended to come off of the land now, once you put this system in? I mean, my land is right behind the house. If you pull it off of that way, is it all gonna puddle right there in that corner? Or are you heading it down towards George Street? Because if you go 2 more houses down, that water's been building over the last 10 years. There's a little pond developing down there. So my only concern is which way
is that, you
is
don't
the
want
water
it,
coming off the
you don't
land.
want it to go on your property, that's what you want.
Well, I mean, some of it can if it has to. I'm willing to
Well,
share
he's
it.
way up.
Well, no, I'm below this property.
Yeah, he's got, there's 2 lots that they have.
Oh,
There's the
okay.
front.
Excuse me,
front
you just
house.
need to state your name and your
Bill
address.
Bardsley,
Your
Orchid
address?
Drive.
Okay. Sorry.
Because this,
So you're in the
where's
back
the
here.
house? This is the house.
This is the house, this is the front of the house.
This is the proposed system right here. Where is the wall, the stone wall? See, this is the part that's gaining water right here.
That's the front of the house, Phil.
That's George Street.
You're talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
They're not doing anything in the back.
right here.
Yeah.
Oh, so the septic's
Well,
going out
Well,
front?
there's
Yeah.
septic here, too.
It's the drip system's
Right,
going in the front
It's
and back.
going,
Oh, it's going front end.
Right, because that's
Yeah.
why you had to take out the
Right.
2 trees, which now gives me a bird's eye view. Nothing but houses. But that's- You know, I'm not trying to get in the way of this. I was just,
You want to make sure that.
I want to make sure that the water goes towards George Street more, well,
that
this
They're
way,
going the other way.
than coming this way, because not so much my land, but 2 houses down, that is building. And eventually, the people elderly that are in that house or behind it,
Yeah, yeah.
they're gonna, that house is gonna be Title V.
Yeah.
We're gonna put another big hill behind that house, so you're gonna have a big lake right there.
But it
And it
doesn't,
fills with mosquitoes.
yeah, it doesn't interfere with that, right? You guys,
So, I mean, I'm just asking, is the water headed this way as it comes off the back? Or is it headed this way?
Can you
Well-
pitch it all towards George Street?
the grade goes down this way.
Because this is where it's filling, right here. Because they put up all these systems everywhere.
yeah, yeah.
That water's gotta go somewhere. And it's building right over here.
There's a catch basin around here, isn't there?
Yeah, on the
Right
corner
down
of
here.
Etzel and George Street, there's a catch basin
Right around here?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, you get
Can you
a
put
lot
a
of
deep
development.
swell in?
Yeah, well, he shows a swale here anyway.
So that will keep the water away from
Yes.
Yeah, it'll keep it from running in the back onto
Yeah.
your property.
You
Okay.
You happy now?
I'm happy.
Thank you.
It was just, wanted to see it.
Yep.
How much is the
See,
system?
the swell does a lot.
How much does the system cost?
A lot?
Oh, and how high is that coming off the ground?
I haven't even finished estimating it yet, but
Are we gonna be going above the stone
how
wall?
much you can do,
How high,
you know?
how high is gonna go,
Okay, from,
the wall?
from the wall?
2 feet?
Is it gonna be above the stone wall?
Well, you have, 95, the wall, let's see, 94. Well, see, you still have the swale, you have to have the swale there anyway, so you probably have your wall here, and then it'll come down, you know.
So it's gonna
enough-
come down to the wall,
Yeah,
so
enough-
this will act
yeah.
as a ski jump.
Yeah, well,
All the
if
leaves out of the town forest.
if it's, the system itself is a little bit higher, there's still gonna be the swale that's gonna catch the water and keep it from
See,
going onto your back
This
lot.
is the swale right there.
So that catches the runoff, the surface runoff.
So all your water's gonna run over into the swale.
But there is gonna be a high mound. I mean, you can't
It's gonna be
avoid it,
higher,
I know
yeah.
that. I'm not trying to,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm not trying to stop it, I'm just trying to get a feel for what's going on. Yeah, well, it'll be a ski
I
jump.
hope you'll be happy when it's done.
Oh, I have no problem. The attorneys have been.
Thank you for your
With the input of 60 minutes, do you feel like treatment is gonna help this? I mean,
It's
60
just
minutes.
gonna haunt you down the road if we don't start bringing that water towards George, because all the other
Need town
systems. don't
sewer.
want it.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? It's gonna replace the system.
There's a lot of variances that I
Yeah,
think we
there's-
probably need to go through and address.
And the only other option is a tight tank.
What about a press fee?
Well,
That'll be even higher.
Yeah, that would be higher. This is the best system for this situation.
Yeah, so tight tank?
Tight tank would kill the value of the home. I don't think anybody would wanna buy a home with a tight tank. That's the only problem. That's what I see the problem is there.
2-bedroom deed restriction?
Well, it's a 3-bedroom.
It's a three-bedroom
I
home to
know,
begin
but
with.
this is a tough one. I didn't know if you could, that would change the design if you went down to a 2-bedroom, you wouldn't need all the variances.
You know how many children were raised within here? 15 houses in that whole area? Not as many as that are there now for the systems that they're trying to put in. More children were raised there than you will ever have there now. It was never a problem
yeah.
with any of them out.
So what do you think, you guys? It's only replacing the system. I need a motion. He explain it to you?
Why don't we read Jim's, want me to read Jim's
Jim has no
comments?
problem with it. No-
Yeah.
No problem. So the agent is in favor. It's up to you judges to make a decision.
I feel like I'm reading Jim's notes, and I feel like he goes from the alternatives to propose, is a tight tank, to I approve it. Like, is there, or I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Is there a set page missing or something like that? No?
It does sound like there's a little,
Well, you're reading the 50 George Street?
Mhm.
There's no other option. He doesn't want to relegate him to a tight tank.
Correct.
So, I mean, I don't know if treatment makes it better or not. That's a question for Jim.
Well, Jim, you know, like 24 Long Lake where they added the extra fast system.
Yeah.
That was because there was ledge there.
At 2 feet, right?
Yeah, and this isn't the case. I
Just
talked
doesn't
to,
work.
I talked to Jim today. I go, you're not gonna request the same thing you did over at Long Lake, are you?
Right.
And he said, no, that was because of the ledge, you know? This was,
There's no ledge there.
Isn't it the same as ledge?
well, this is a little bit,
All right. He's doing a good thing,
I know.
replacing the system, which is good.
That's true.
Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion here.
You warranty it, right?
Yeah, like-
Watch out with this guy, he's got a machine, we gotta watch out.
Yeah, just come back.
Yeah.
And then what?
Okay, who's gonna make a motion? Come on.
Well, you over excavate something like this anyway. I mean,
You put in more sand and,
what they used to recommend is you just put these lines in the subsoil. I don't do that. I dig it down and
Put sand
remove top subsoil. In this case, probably over excavated another foot or two anyway, just to get the,
I mean, I think with the leach lines, what are they, 6 inches below grade? I mean, I think you really gotta do a really good job of getting that water to that storm drain.
oh, yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
this thing's
Yeah,
gonna fail.
and over excavating is probably the safest way to deal with it. You know, I don't wanna go back to,
Yeah.
imagine replacing those lines again.
Okay. What's going on? We have a meeting or something or not?
I'm just reading the email.
You think that the paper was wrong? Are you reading from your computer?
No, I'm just reading the notes,
Yeah.
the request for the variances.
I mean, I would make a motion to approve as long as all the water gets directed down to the
Correct.
storm drain.
Correct. Any second?
Back corner.
Are there any other abutters here?
No. Only that gentleman over there.
I'll second it.
And I give him enough time. Are you happy with the time he gave you?
Yes, sir. I'm
Thank
fine.
you.
I second
Like I
it.
said, I just have something.
She second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
You want to read the date on the plan?
Yeah. I think that's so.
So make a
He's
motion,
got a stamp. If he doesn't have a stamp,
He's got a
he's not,
stamp.
he's getting nothing.
make a motion to approve the plan for 50 George Street, Littleton, dated October 2018, with a contingency, all the runoff water gets directed down to the storm drain in the street.
What's your reputation, bro? You better be careful what you're doing, man.
And Mr. Badger
You're coming
warranties the
back
system.
again, right? I'll tell your brother on you.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you. Motion was made,
Second.
All right,
second. All in favor? Yes?
Aye.
Goodbye.
thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a good day.
We'll see you.
10 Baldwin Hill Road.
Yes.
Wow,
How you doing?
wow. Okay. What do you got, young man?
So I'm Brian Kelly, and this is Walter. Hello.
You're not
Hello.
related to the chief, were you? John Kelly?
There's a lot of Kellys. out
Is
there.
it?
A few.
We all have the same names. We all look the same. You know.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So you related to him?
No, well, it could be. I don't know. But I don't think so.
Brother from another mother.
It could be. Could be.
So what's going on?
So what we're looking to do is, my wife and I are looking to finish our basement and to put in a bathroom. And what we're looking to do is to put in the pump that is required, but also without having to upgrade the current
System.
septic system. Yes. So
Just
that's
the
what-
tank.
Just the tank. Just the tank. We've had the tank serviced back last year. It was pumped by Rata. out
No
of Air.
problem.
No problem at
Okay.
all. It's just the two of us living there. We're not adding any additional bedrooms. Nobody
Right.
else is moving in.
Right,
It's mostly we both work a lot.
Yeah.
We both get up at the same time every morning.
yeah.
It doesn't take me long to do my hair, but it takes her
Oh,
quite
yeah,
some
it
time,
takes
right?
me a long time,
Yeah,
man.
just in and out, right? But it does, you know, she's got to get ready for work, and
Yeah.
so do I, so that's what we're looking to do. We love the town of Littleton, we want to stay in Littleton, and
How long you been here?
I've been here for 6 years.
6 years?
6 years, yes.
You know what they say?
What do they say?
When I said, they asked me how long I've been here 5 years. He said, you're a newcomer. You better behave. You're 6 years, you better
I better
behave.
behave, that's right, that's
You
right.
know when you become a comer, you become like a local?
How long?
Takes 20 years.
20 years, okay. Well,
Now I
I'm
got
getting there.
36, so
Yeah.
I'm over the hill.
Okay, okay.
All right,
So we, you know, and we wanna stay in Littleton, and this is the way for us to do it.
yeah.
The past 4 or 5 years, we've done projects along the way. We've redone a bathroom.
Yeah.
4 years ago, redid the kitchen.
Good.
2 years, so it's when I save money, we do a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Very nice.
So in order to upgrade the septic system, it would be at an additional cost. I did get that quoted out. I did find out how much it would be. And that, it's out of our budget, obviously, two working people, just regular folks.
If it doesn't need it, why you wanna upgrade it? You say it's only two of you.
Yes, so for the type of, why do we want to upgrade the septic?
Yeah,
Well, we don't want to upgrade the septic. We want to leave it the same
okay.
size.
As long, you have a certificate from the people that cleans up the,
Yeah, from the last service?
right.
Yes.
You should bring it to the office,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, I have it here, actually.
Yeah, okay, she can make a copy. If you have no problem,
Yeah.
there's no reason to replace the system if you have no problem.
They're adding a bathroom in the basement. And it
That's
requires-
okay, you can have a
requires
bathroom.
pump.
And yeah, you can have you can have an extra bathroom if you want, so there's only two people using it.
Right.
And also you can have another kitchen, if you don't get along with your mother, you say, okay, Ma, I'm gonna have a kitchen for myself.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
can have it.
Well, yeah, I don't think that's necessary, yeah, but,
Have to learn how to cook.
yeah, right, that's a good point, that's a good point. It's easy to order out.
Yeah, so we only trying to save your money. If you don't have any problem with the system you have now,
Yeah.
there is no need that you come in front of us. We appreciate it, the board appreciate that you come,
Okay.
to tell us your
I think we should
problem.
read Jim's comments.
Well, go ahead, read it.
The applicant would like to install a bathroom in the basement, and because of the elevation of the existing sewer line of the house, the wastewater from this bathroom will need to be pumped to the sewer line. Title V describes the conditions under which the board can approve the use of pumps before the septic system. See below. The pumping before the septic tank can stir up the solids in the tank. The reasons for the larger tank and two-compartment tank, if a grinder pump is used to allow more capacity for settling to occur before the water is discharged into the leaching area. 15.229, pumping to septic tanks. The system design specifying pumping of sewage to a septic tank may be approved by the approving authority for a single-family dwelling, provided that the volume of sewage pumped is less than 25% of the design flow of the system. The pump discharge pipe is connected to the building sewer, and A, where a sewage ejector pump, non-grinder pump, is used, the discharge flow rate shall be fewer than 60 gallons per minute at the design total dynamic head, and capable of passing a 2-inch diameter solid, and the septic tank shall have a minimum effective volume of 1,500 gallons. Or B, where a grinder pump is used, the discharge flow rate shall comply with the discharge capacity specified in the state plumbing code for sump and ejector pumps in sanitary drainage systems, and the septic tank shall either be a multi-compartment tank or two tanks in series. The house has a 1,000-gallon single compartment tank. Though I understand there is an expense to replacing the tank, I believe this would be the most appropriate thing to do to protect the system. If you decide to grant the variance, I would highly recommend that you require the installation of an effluent T filter in the outlet T of the existing tank and a riser to grade over the outlet T. The filter should help keep the solids in the tank.
So that's all you have to do. You understand?
Walter, do you?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't, this is the first time I'm hearing about that, so that would be something that we would have to get a price from Rafa.
Yeah,
Right.
Because that's
It's
something
much better.
outside the.
Right, but it's much better than replace a system that costs you $40,000.
so it's the filter.
Right, right,
T shape.
yeah.
There's a
Because a lot of-
baffle, so that.
Yeah, a lot of people have pumps.
Right out to the field.
That's no problem.
Jim is actually suggesting that,
Oh, okay.
that there be a replacement of the tank.
Right.
Well, because it has no problem, I'm sorry to say that, even though he said that, he's guaranteed that he has no problem since he's been there,
Right.
and he has the certificate from the person that pumps it out.
Well, no, he didn't get a Title V inspection, he got his septic system pumped.
I do have a Title V from when I did buy the home. It was done right before the sale of the home.
Right.
I have a copy of that here.
But I think I haven't dealt with this before, but it looks to me like the issue is that if it's a single compartment tank, the solids are suspended by the pump. And so they want you to have either two tanks in succession or a two-compartment tank so that the solids aren't suspended. And so I think that's how I read it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the issue
Yeah.
is. So
Okay.
his
But
issue
it-
actually is with the design, and it's in accordance with the way the regulations read. And as I said, I personally don't have any experience with this, but I think that's the basis of the problem. So it's not whether your septic system is functioning right now.
Mhm.
It's the design using the pump.
We just don't want to make it fail.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
In the CMR, though, there is a stipulation, though, that if it does exceed, if it's a cost prohibitive, that it can be, a variance can be
Yeah.
given. Because, I mean, this isn't something that's new. Sewer ejector pump's been used for many, many years.
Right.
And on many thousand-gallon tanks.
And also, there's only two people, right?
There's just the two of
Right.
us. We're not adding any bedrooms or anything like that.
And then you have the pump, I advise you every 18 months to change,
To pump it,
not to pump it up.
Is it a
You have no
ejector
problem
pump or
there.
a grinder?
inject it, yeah.
Ejector, yeah.
Ejector.
And it's, the pump itself, it's 20, I think the discharge every time is less than 23 gallons. So it's not a massive.
23 gallons? And is it only gonna be hooked up to the bathroom, the downstairs
That's
bathroom?
it.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't know much about, as I said, I'll just say it again, but I'd like to ask Jim again, I'm surprised he has a problem with it, actually.
Are there any
Well-
I don't
butters?
really get it.
You have no.
I do get
about
it, I mean, that's what the
Yeah.
regs say.
One butter.
You have a problem?
Nope. It's just subordinate,
I know who you are.
You want my name?
No.
Oh, yes, you do.
Yeah, we
He
do
knows
want
the
your
same
name.
They want their name.
So maybe if we all agree, we should just go for that.
I think,
filter.
yeah, I think maybe Jimmy doesn't realize that there's only two people living there.
Oh, he's got you beat. 42 years.
So the other thing, the alternative is this effluent T filter in the outlet, so that
Right,
if solids are
Right.
suspended, they're not gonna.
Why not use a grinder pump?
This is, the sewer ejector pump does have a grinder.
Got a grinder?
Yes.
Okay.
So there will be nothing over 2 inches, so it's.
Good.
Are there low velocity pumps you could use that would limit the disturbance?
I don't believe so. I don't know that answer.
Yeah.
These are pretty.
23 gallons,
There's
unless
only
it's
a.
coming out in a, in a focus discharge, then we should be spraying. so.
Right. I mean, but that's what, yeah, I mean, if you think about a 2-inch pipe going out into,
Is it
well,
2
the
inch?
2 drops into the 4 that before it goes outside.
Oh.
So where the 2 is going into the 4, you're already displacing the velocity of the water,
Yeah,
so it is down to a trickle before it hits the tank.
I would think so, yeah. That's
So
what
it's
it sounds
going
like.
into the, what are you doing, a sink and a toilet and a shower?
And a shower, yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
Oh, a shower.
But a shower is just water as well, so, I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
No
Yeah, but it's,
solids.
again, it's the mechanical mixing, it's the
Mixing it.
velocity of the.
But it is going into the
coming out.
4-inch. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
going
4
directly
inch,
into
yeah.
the tank, but all that itself, so.
Yeah, so I don't know if that was the, where Jim was getting hung up, but it's not going directly into the septic tank.
I think he was just trying to follow the regulations. you know, and
Yeah,
be
he's doing the
protected.
best he can.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Protected.
But I also agree that, or I believe in the CMR, why they have that stipulation, where it's a cost prohibitive, to the homeowner to do something as simple as adding a ejector pump to a
You mean
home.
specific for an ejector pump?
Yes. Do you have a letter that,
Yes.
the letter that was sent
Yep.
to the board states the number itself.
It's 310 CMR 15.
.229.
Yep, thank you. I've learned more about sewer pumps
Too
than
much,
that.
right? Yeah.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, I think they even make them with a smaller outlet, like 1.5 inch,
Okay.
too. It might-
If we had the
that might be better.
larger outlet's better, because the velocity would be lower. So it wouldn't be as much disturbance when it's coming through.
Well, I hope you never have any problem, because,
Yeah, of course.
all right, if you don't have any problem, don't come in.
Don't blame you. No, I know. At least not until 20 years.
Because a lot of people have pumps, and so far they never had any problem. Providing that, as long as they clean up the septic system,
Of course.
every 18 months, maximum 2 years,
Yep.
and you never have any problem. Yeah, I'll entertain a motion, please.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the request based on the applicant installing the effluent T filter in the outlet T of the existing tank and a riser to grade over the outlet T.
Second?
So you want, I'm sorry, you want him to change, he was just gonna do a grinder pump, now you wanna put a grinder pump and a filter? Is that what you're proposing? Is that what you're?
Nope, I am just proposing that he put a baffle T on the outlet that goes into the D-box after
Just
the
the
tank.
filter right here. That
So
was
you're
what-
saying
that
what
was
Jim
Jim
is-
recommended,
Jim's
and you
recommending.
What
guys
Jim's
okay with-
recommending.
Are you guys planning on doing that, or is that not something?
I mean,
I'm sorry.
My only statement, I mean, it's an additional cost for the homeowner. But if we do have, I honestly don't know what that would entail, so I'm not.
I don't think, I'm not comfortable approving it unless that's in here, though. Because we're
Me as
already
well.
going against what he's saying.
Yep, okay.
And that's.
No need to rock the
Obviously,
boat.
well, it's an extra
Yeah.
protection, so it balances it out a little bit.
It's gotta be less than a whole system, so. you know.
Exactly,
Right.
yeah.
You can't get it done for $500,
Yeah.
possibly.
Okay, okay, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Find out if there's too much that you can't afford it.
Okay,
You got two choices.
right. But I'll call him tomorrow.
So do we want to continue the discussion? Continue the hearing,
I-
or
I'm good
you
with
want
it.
a motion with the?
I'll take your vote. Second.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody else seconded it.
What do you think?
I agree with what Kevin said.
All right,
We can go for a vote.
we go for a vote.
We had a motion and second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay?
All right, thank you, guys.
Try what you can do, okay?
Yeah, of course.
But you have no problem with it even, you don't have to put a 1,500-gallon tank.
Appreciate
Not for two people,
Right.
all right?
Yep, I'll learn how to cook too, right?
All right.
And we're really late, sorry, people. Public hearing for 244 Taylor Street.
You take care.
David
Yeah,
Schofield, Capstone Design Build. Taylor Street?
244 Taylor Street.
He's coming.
244
Good to see you.
Your butters.
My former employer right there. Well. Good evening, David Schofield, representing the Smiths at 244 Taylor Street. An existing failed system.
I don't think it's gonna cost a lot of money to put that.
No, an actual effluent T filter is about $35, and I don't do anything for under 500. I don't get out of bed for that,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But it's not a big deal.
Right,
It's-
there's no reason to change a tank for two people.
Yeah, they're really effective too. They produce total suspended solids by like 30%.
Yeah, then you put a riser in, you don't have to dig it up every time you
Yeah,
want to pump it.
yeah. I
so-
hate.
Right.
Nobody likes looking at them though, but I
Yeah, who cares, though?
I have two of them.
You know, he's on his property. Are you involved with these gentlemen?
Yes, we're the abutters.
He's the.
What do you do about it? Okay, I tell you what, you give us a few minutes, he's gonna tell us what's going on, and then if it's an argument, then you become a judge, and you
Yeah,
tell us
if you
yes or
have
no.
questions.
And then we say, well, you are two people, you have five, we override your judgment, okay?
No.
No offense, huh? Okay? All right, let's do it.
Okay, so the existing system is behind the house. This is a long driveway to get back here. It's up behind the house. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trenches, existing tank. I'm not sure the nature of the failure, but it did fail a Title V report. So we need to go ahead and cite a new system. I started digging over here. I had found 2 good holes over in this area. Downside of the testing was there was quite a bit of fill. Something, they must have pushed things over this way. We had 4 feet of fill in both the holes, so that's gonna be one thing, a little bit of expense, but, so groundwater is at 72 inches and 60 inches, so 5 and 6 feet respectively in the holes. We had a perk rate of, I believe, 18, we used a .53 based on historic perks in the area. The one feature that a lot of times, well, I know a lot in Littleton, that a lot of times you have high groundwater and just grades
Right.
the property line.
Right.
In this case, we have medium groundwater, but there's some sloping going on down to the property line. So in this case, I chose to use a Presby just because of its ability to slope down the hill and to minimize grading. Because the traditional system, you had to do breakout elevation from the top of the system. In the Presby, it goes from the bottom, and that's a 2-foot difference. So it's really a benefit.
You step the
Put in a
system
wall?
down.
Yeah, and there, so
No, there's no
No
wall.
wall, okay.
I'm stepping, yeah, so I'm using 6 lines. I step down the hill, 0.9 to, so 0.25, so 3 inches per trench goes down, yeah, just to follow the,
Very slow.
yeah,
slow.
follow the existing grade. I kind of, well, I try to I get pretty fine with, trying to make my designs as unobtrusive as I can, and something that's going to be simple, and not I don't like mechanical, all those fast and all that type of thing. I just think the Presby's got a good proven system. They have a great approval, so that's why I selected it for this job. There is one tree that has to go. It appears to be about a 16-inch oak that's got to go from within the.
Because that's where the system's gonna be.
Right, it's right, yeah, basically
Yeah.
right in the middle of the system. So the reason that we are here is for the barrier, and the barrier is used a full 10 feet away from the leaching field.
Yeah.
You probably deal with that a lot too, so, it says it should be 10 feet, doesn't say it shall, but I'm
Yeah,
going to 10
yeah.
feet, because Jim.
The system is gonna be in the same spot that it was the old one?
No, so we're going over, and the existing system is here, we're going this way, so it comes out to the
Okay.
tank.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna replace the tank right in the same spot, and then go kind of down the hill.
I see.
Yeah, they've got sonotubes, they actually had a pool that was located, that's why I said, this possibly couldn't be over here, so I dug right there and I hit the system, because I saw the pool was here. I'm like, there's no way there's a system under the pool. Well, the existing system is located right under where the pool
No
was.
kidding.
Wow.
Yeah, so my.
An in-ground pool?
It was on sonotubes, so it was above ground pool.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be a disaster otherwise.
Yeah, that's an engineering
So that's
feat.
why you moved it, that's why you moved it.
Yeah, so I just got out of the existing system and then looked for an area that would work inside of the parameters that we had, septic tank coming out here. Had those sonotubes in that area, so I kind of ran away from that, and there's probably a 36-inch oak here that I wanted to stay away from. So yeah, that's why I moved to this direction. So,
Is that an impediment to the people close to the site?
So the closest, I put it in my letter, I
How many
think it's
feet
14, there's no grading within 10 feet of the property line.
Okay.
It's one thing the barrier allows us to do is to minimize by 5 feet. So there would be grading
Yeah,
to within approximately 6 feet of the property line if we didn't use the barrier.
I see.
I like to use a barrier when I can. A lot of towns don't hold the 10 feet, they go to the 5. But
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think they do a lot, to tell you the truth. I think nothing ever gets out to them, but that's
No, I
just my
Make
hunch.
people happy, makes people happy.
Yeah, I mean, you're putting it, you're digging out a bathtub of sand for 5 feet around, and water's not, I just don't believe why would it travel out when
No.
it can go down? But that's another, this is code related, so I'm doing the best I
So
can
that's
with
it,
it.
that's all you do, you're moving the system from one area to the other, right, that's it?
Yeah, and so the barrier is located right in this area. It goes the full length, 42 feet plus probably 10 feet on either end.
Right.
So it's approximately 62 feet, but it does allow the grading to start 5 feet in closer than it
Okay.
otherwise would.
You're gonna have a swell or something for that? No?
We don't even trigger it because we're going back to natural, and there's
Okay.
a wall right up.
Changing the elevation.
Right, yeah, we're changing very little.
I see.
And then within 10 feet, we're changing it not at all.
Yeah,
And there's
yeah.
actually a wall that's kind of sits up pretty
I see-
tall.
I
It's gotta be
see.
2 feet, like a dam almost.
Yeah, yeah.
So if anything were to, just continue to flow along the wall, just like it does right now.
Do you mind if the young lady will,
What
Oh,
kind-
no problem.
What
No,
kind of wall is that?
It's just an
that-
existing
Block.
stone wall. No, there's no wall. I'm not proposing any wall. This is just an existing stone
existing.
wall.
Okay. Is it a property line?
Yes.
you have a comment? Yeah, your name first.
Yolanda Regali. I live right next, I'm on the driveway of the
Okay,
two.
okay.
You can come up if you
You
want to
can come up and tell us. Oh,
That would be helpful.
Yeah, my name is Jim Curran, and this month we will have been in Littleton for 20 years.
Ah,
And we've been married for 45, but I didn't want to change my Italian name, so I kept my name.
I like
Kept
that
his.
Italian
I kept mine too,
yeah, nice name, honey.
I did too.
and then I got divorced.
Mine is Franco Lopez.
So if you want
Big
to
brother.
ask questions first?
See.
All right.
Well, I'm actually not sure about that yet.
Where's your
So,
house?
our house is,
It's kind of
That
tough
area?
to, driveway, yeah, the driveway
Yeah,
comes
so-
around this way.
So, driveway goes this way, so our house is right here.
You share this driveway?
Yes, yeah,
So they drive by your house to get
yeah,
this?
yes.
yeah.
So they're putting the system all the way back here?
Right, so this is a part, this is where the pool was.
It's existing?
No problem.
Yeah, and this is, and the new tank is,
It's right where, well, it is now.
Yeah, right
It's
here.
really
Okay.
elevated. It's
Okay.
kind of like a thumb sticking out there.
yeah. So my question is, see, this family's been here just a few months before, we've been here in the house for 20 years, they've been here a little bit longer. I kind of think no maintenance has been done in 20 years. They have as many as 7 folks in the house. So my question is, if you find contaminated soil, what would be the plan for that soil?
So what happens with an abandonment is, first of all, you'd come and you'd pump the tank, and that's where the majority of the solids are. If there were, like you're saying, there was a time when it was just chock full of solids, that's really, I mean, that's
unbelievable.
extreme. Yeah, that's very extreme. But there could be some solids carryover, but as we discussed on the phone, as soon as the water stops and the sewage stops and
Right.
doesn't flow this direction
Right.
anymore, there's still oxygen in the presence of the soil, so the bugs are just naturally gonna chew things up. And it goes back to, maybe you wouldn't wanna eat it, but I don't know too much dirt you would wanna eat. But, it just becomes, from a biological perspective, inert material. And, that to me is a sleeping dog that is not gonna have any, it's like pulling the power cord out of anything that would be like a toaster oven or something. It's not gonna give heat anymore. This is.
The same way.
But you're gonna replace the tank, so if in this area where you're replacing the tank, you find material, would you be removing that?
Yeah, we have to remove it down to taking, and then, take all the deleterious material out of there, and then bring in 6 inches of crushed stone and give it, it's a nice
But
firm
if there-
base.
If there were solids around the existing tank, would they be removed?
Yeah,
Would that soil be removed?
I've never seen it, I mean, I design builds, I mean,
Yeah.
I do designs and installations, and, yeah, I've seen
Never
some,
seen anything.
I've seen some funky things, but I haven't seen that, so,
Okay, well, that's
Are
comforting.
are you replacing the tank?
yes,
Okay.
everything.
So everything's a whole new system?
Yeah,
You're just putting
this
it
has,
back where it was?
yeah, it has PVC plumbing, so there's no point in going back very far.
Yeah.
So we would go back,
What type of tank is there now?
I think it's concrete, it looks concrete, it's right at the surface, I mean, it's literally, it has this much.
Round?
That thick?
No, it's just 1,000 gallon.
That's what we have in our houses, they're almost a mirror of each other, same builder, so we have a 1,000-gallon concrete square tank.
Right, I don't know, if you get the opportunity to put in a 2-compartment tank, I like to do it. 1,500 gallon 2-compartment.
Yeah, well, Jim, we'll make you do it anyway.
Yeah, it's just, I very seldom, and then I'll just tell you a quick, I don't mean to be story time, but I did an installation in Concord, and I said, oh, he wants to do a 5-bedroom, so he's got an existing 1,500, so I order from Lamar, and I put another 1,000 after it, so we get out there and we get it all primed up, and then my guy exposes the edge, and I don't know what he did, but he found a hairline crack and the whole side of the tank caved in.
Wow.
So it's just like, why risk it? That's how I look at it with a tank.
Yeah.
Tanks corrode, hydrogen sulfide forms in the tank, and it just eats away at things. So, yeah, when I get a chance, it's nickel and diamond on a septic system, to be perfectly honest.
What's a tank, $1,500?
That tank's gonna cost you about $1085 plus tax. So, yeah, $1,200, but, the rule of thumb's kind of double the 1.8
You said
to 2.
double walled or 2 chambers?
2 chambers, so,
So the 2 chambers keeps it from corroding like that?
no, it won't keep it from corroding, but they have corrosion inhibitors now that they
Yeah.
didn't have before. Concrete's come a long way in that time, although, well, it still occurs, so.
I was just wondering how a 2-chamber would stop it from.
It's just the settling, like you were talking about previously. So settles one, you get the big 1,000-gallon compartment and then the 500 after it.
Right.
Yeah.
So settles it, and then it goes, the effluent
other.
from the primary settling goes into the next one, and
Yeah.
you get another crack at it. And I love the effluent
And
T
it
filters.
doesn't corrode as much? With the-
No, corrosion will still occur.
Okay.
I'm just saying, for an old tank,
I gotcha.
why not replace it? Because who knows what went on? You know, I had my last house, I was doing something about 8 years after I built my house, and I was trying to come up with my own IA system type of thing, and so I went out and looked at it, and it is literally as high as it can be, and 1 foot of cover. I went out and dug up my D-box, and it was all corroded.
Uh-oh.
That should not, you know,
Happen.
so corrosion happens, is my point. So when I get a shot to do it, I do it.
Are you guys okay?
I have a question. Do we know approximately when this is scheduled to be done?
I don't know. I think that's largely dependent on when the sale goes through.
Okay.
If
So not-
they
not
supposedly
till
has
after the
something
sale.
going on now, that's why this kind of get ratcheted up a little bit.
Okay.
So, my question, you guys are concerned about contaminated groundwater, or ground. Do you have a well here that
No,
you're
no.
concerned about, or
It's not,
just,
we're on town water,
Okay.
so the water's okay. If there were contaminated soil, I just wanted to know if there would be a plan to remove contaminated soil.
I'm sure that he's gonna provide that, right?
Yeah, I probably have a standard note here, abandonment of systems. Yeah, so, yeah, all existing septic tanks and D-boxes shall be pumped of their entire contents by a licensed septic hauler, shall be excavated and have their bottoms opened or ruptured so as to prevent retainage of water, and the tanks shall be completely filled with clean sand. Yeah, it doesn't say specifically, but you do, all existing cesspools and leaching pits shall be pumped as described above and filled with clean fill. You have to, especially in this case,
You have to, yeah.
because I'm getting in there. You know,
And
I'm
you
gonna
wanna make-
rake the stone at the bottom.
Yeah.
So,
You wanna make sure it's clean.
yeah.
Are
a
you,
lot of
are you
nice
filling the existing tank with sand, or are you removing it?
We're removing it,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
And then filling with the sand because you then have a hole otherwise.
We're gonna have a hole and the tank's gonna go back in it.
The new tank will go with the old
It's just-
tank.
it's literally, they're right on top of each other. It's
Okay.
not ideal. You like, as an installer, you like to have them be next to each other.
Right, right.
So you can keep this pipe going while you set the
Right.
other one, and then all you have to do is just connect the pipe
Right.
over. But yeah, you've probably seen it. It sticks way up there. So wherever I go, I'm gonna have to raise the grade. So I just figured I'll go right back in the same
Yeah.
spot.
Yep.
So
I
it's
have no
not being
more
where it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you
Thank you.
so
for your
should we
comment.
read
Thank you.
Jim's notes?
Sure.
So, 244 Taylor Street, the septic system for this house failed a Title V inspection. Soil testing is conducted in an area, was found for a replacement system. The lot is irregularly shaped, and in an attempt to maintain gravity flow to the system, the designer tested a location slightly downhill of the existing system. The proposed system utilizes a barrier at 10 feet to reduce the breakout fill needed and keep it at 10 feet from the property line. The design otherwise meets Title V and your regulations. We don't have an issue with this request. The house is served by town water. There should be no impacts for butters, and the barrier used will minimize the number of trees needed to be removed. So, is there another abutter on this side?
No, there's a sort of steep slope, and then they have a long hammerhead lot that goes out to the street at the corner there, and then there's another house on the other side of that. So they're, if you're standing on, I think it's Crane Road, that's what their lot comes out to that corner, and then there's another house on Crane Road, which is probably 200 feet from the
So
back.
there's nobody next door? Is there a house next door? Or just that hammerhead lot?
The hammerhead, that's the hammerhead portion of their lot that gives them the required road footage that goes all the way out to the corner. I think it's Crane Road.
Yeah, it's the way I had it was 14 Crane Road was the nearest impacted butter. I'm looking see if I have a GIS map.
Yeah, that house is probably 200 feet away.
Can I make a motion?
Okay.
To make a motion to approve the design for 244 Taylor Street as presented and dated.
That's revised up here.
Dated September 4th, revised on November 3rd, 2018.
Is this stamp?
In the middle right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go,
Always
Gino.
look for the stamp.
Yep, got it right there.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I found the map, and
Oh,
the
yes.
house is a long ways away. There's a wetland between.
Okay, 5 minutes to 9. Anything else? Because
We have some
Way over there, so that's.
permits to sign?
You got any permitting?
536 Great Road, I'm looking at the monthly wastewater disposal system reports.
Yeah.
Do you know what that
yeah,
is?
Right.
Don't,
Is
I'm
that
not real, I'm still learning my way around
Anything
Littleton.
would either take it
Yeah.
off-site
That's
or
okay.
I feel like that's
place it
the industrial
around
building.
on the
It's like
other side
across
of
from
you.
the horse farm.
Go this way.
The Dover Saddlery.
It's not,
And,
Oh,
Neshoba.
right, right.
Neshoba Air,
Neshoba Air,
yeah.
yeah.
there's not gonna be stuff.
I was just at the,
They pump everything inside.
at the sewer meeting,
Rose bridge, like a hole in the
they
wall
were
this
talking
big or
about
something, which
the
would never function.
nitrogen.
IBM?
Yeah, and
It's
I
not-
haven't seen the data in a
No,
long
I haven't
time.
seen a lot of solids at all.
Janet, do you think you could
On
get the
outside
data
tanks.
from Jim's testing for all the wastewater treatment plants? The results?
Yeah, I get sheets, yes, you want to.
Could you bring them to the next meeting? That'd be awesome.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thanks.
Good night.
Thank you for coming. I'm sorry you have to stay that
No,
long.
not a problem.
You get to know the board anyway.
I'm retired, I don't have to get up
You-
at 5 o'clock in the morning anymore.
You can watch every 2 weeks, and then you say, oh, they're doing a good job.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And what is, food service permit, sanctuary medicinals? Thank you.
That must be the,
That's on Barron Road, is that Barron
That's
Road?
all
It's the
all the
building.
marijuana plants.
The marijuana plant.
that's by you
It
guys.
says it's
Yeah.
a food service permit.
They do,
Edibles.
Edible.
edibles.
So we have an edibles
Where is it?
retail shop now?
Not retail. They
No,
just
no
manufacture,
retail.
Distribute.
Is that up near Liberty Way? Is
It's right next to those guys on Taylor Street.
that where Liberty Way is, on Taylor Street?
Yeah, near
Yeah.
Taylor Street, yeah. Yeah, near
There's a
Taylor
problem
Street.
with an odor.
That's what I heard, yeah.
I can't believe that we're gonna have a,
Now, what are they, I
Jeez.
totally.
What do you think about that, Gino?
I'm sorry, but, you know, cigarette was bad, but this is even worse than cigarette.
Does-
I'm reading, I just
Totally.
wanna,
Oh, I gotta
Just
wait.
the plant it smells, I think, in general.
You need a pen?
you need a pen?
Yeah, I have, I don't know, I can't find it, but I have one. All right.
How do you know? I'm like, I went to a concert once.
50 George Street, does that, didn't we
We
have
just
a
did that.
requirement on that one?
David
Drainage.
So,
Wasn't there a comment on there?
yeah, so we had, when we, the motion on 50 George, I think it needs to, include the, whatever you call it,
The
Swale.
surface water
Yeah.
drainage.
Whatever we
down.
had in
He's
the
not-
motion.
He's not gonna get this unless he gets the, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna keep, they're
the,
gonna
yeah,
keep
but
it.
this will be the thing that goes forward, so,
No,
This
she's
is the
gonna hold
permit.
it 2 weeks. We give
No.
him.
No, that's a different
No.
one, that's the,
but this is George Street.
Oh, George
And the
Street.
permit, what we approved was a permit with a condition.
Right,
So the condition isn't on here.
you wanna write it in?
and then I guess
Or maybe Janet could
you
write it in.
have
I
to
don't
make
know.
a
I don't know how you
correction.
handle it.
We signed it, we didn't know.
Because otherwise, the, you know, the condition, there is no condition.
Right.
Doesn't
So,
get
go
done.
go ahead and write it in.
Okay.
You write it, because I'm not writing.
Where's the condition go?
So,
Did I steal your
are
pen?
there the description is
You
in
just-
this?
did you
Right
steal
here?
my pen?
I don't know.
I just got it.
Upside down, but I would've thought-
They're generous.
Oh, we were
Read it.
sharing one
Okay.
before, right?
Correct.
Final grade
You were
shots
too
of
busy
the
talking,
finished
so I took
tank
everything in.
all
Yeah,
maintenance
I'll call that
over the
sharing.
tank must be
This is,
Guess we better read it too.
okay, I don't think we have any conditions on it.
No.
Yeah, need to locate the well.
Locate the well.
Irrigation
okay.
well.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not really a condition on the permit, though. Okay. I'm just thinking about down the road, there's sometimes we get stuff in here, it's not
9 o'clock.
Do
Pretty
you
good,
want-
huh?
Do you need another signature on that? or-
It's not my fault. It's your fault. You could have said, lady, sit down.
She has valid concerns, but I think the damage was done back in 2010.
Janet, I didn't sign that one. I don't know if you even need my signature. You have a majority?
I have a majority, but if you'd
Okay.
like to.
No, that's okay.
Should we write that the,
Did you read it?
engineer to locate irrigation well?
Yes.
15 Porter Road, huh?
What is this one? Lawrence Street? Is that?
Here you go, Janet.
I don't think there's
I didn't see anything. There were a couple of just standard ones that Jim included that didn't have
Okay,
discussion
no
or
variances.
variances, correct.
No, that's mine, that's mine.
Oh.
He's trying to
She
steal
was
from me.
gonna-
You're
she
trying to
was gonna
steal from
take
me.
it. No, she goes like this. She was gonna take it. I didn't know.
I know what it's like sitting next to you.
Anyway, everything okay? Anybody makes a motion for adjourn?
You're still signing.
Uh-oh.
Can we make sure we all read the marijuana regs?
Yeah, you got,
In the minutes.
yeah.
And be ready for
This is
deed
very
restriction. Oh, after we talked to Mr. Mullen. Is he gonna come on the 27th?
I thought he wasn't, and he didn't get back to me the last two times, so I
thought Tuesdays didn't work for
He said yes the first time.
that. Oh, he
and
did,
then-
okay, fine. Then I'm not, I don't keep his
You
calendar,
got
that's
it,
for sure.
you got it. I read most of it, but the question is, they want to approve it. I never liked marijuana, but you know what I mean? The
Have you
people-
tried it?
I don't want to try it.
Good
I
answer.
said, there's people, they, you know, they
Okay, I
vote
moved
for
to close the
something.
meeting.
I second that. Yeah.
Oh, third it.
Aye.
All in favor, call the
Aye.
vote. Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Might want to flip that
Aye,
up.
aye, aye, aye.
ASAP. I'm ready to go.
Thank you.